picked up a couple things. I'm like 20 odd miles south from my where I live. Anyway, I used to back at Amtag, back at my beer distributor, beer delivery job. That's better, my beer delivery job. I was working with this guy. They called him Gavrilo. He would do picking, and yeah. I remember one time we drove and it was like, oh, stop, you see there's an air conditioner. I was like, mother, what the fuck is it? And I knew he was picking. I was like, so what? I was like, I collect you. I told you. I was like, all right. I turned around and I get it now. I kind of got it before, but I don't know if he wasn't making that much money, except I think he was. He was talking about he has like a couple of them, and he's going to take them apart, and inside there's all these metals, so he's going to get some money, but, just like, I was thinking like, yeah, maybe I should do it, but I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. How the fuck am I going to do this? It's just too much work, and, I was just out of it. It's now, I don't know, maybe I'm hungry for money, so I kind of do it, but remember I was in New York, I found something. This guy said, no, we can't do it. It's too small, this and that. He's like, we need money for, just bare necessities. You'll do it. Maybe if I had a full-time job, I probably wouldn't. But it's like, it's just fun. I'm like by the Jersey Shore, one of the beaches. It's not, it's not like a party town here, but it's like people put ads, and it's like, and you drive around, you find something, and to take it apart, to actually take it apart. Let me make that better. To actually take it apart, and then you go in, you get like, 5, 10, 15. The most I got was $19 on one trip. It was fairly heavy what I was transporting. But what am I saying? All over the place with that. Anyway, I'm not gonna say the dude was a slob. It was just he was kind of gross and nasty, but it's like he would do that. That was his. Oh, that's the parkway. I'm not going there. That was his thing to do, and it's like, it gets me out of the house, not that it gets me out of the house, like, oh, I got no life, this and that, but it's like, it's late at night, it's like, 1:05 a.m., I'm not going spending money in bars like I used to, or like clubs, this and that, although, once in a while it's fun, but like, it kind of brings me back when I would go with my dad late at night sometimes, and, I was going to take like a fishing trip, and we would drive late at night. But at the same time, I'm not saying it's an adventure, but I think it's cool as fuck, I think it's chill. It's like, I go and I'll be back. I could be home in like 15, 20 minutes. I've been out for like 30 minutes, maybe 35, something like that, because, I just hit the road. I got whatever I got it. I went picking, right? I picked a couple things, and I'm heading back home tomorrow. I'm gonna take it apart, and there was some copper in there, which the thing I really wanted was a radiator. I saw a picture, and honestly, that's probably the reason why I drove over. There was cast iron. I think I calculated I was gonna get, let's say it was like 50 pounds, I would have got like $4 for cast iron, but it had designs, and the guys, it said it's like, it's really old, like I think 100 years old or something like that. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna just clean it up, and like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but like, I don't have space, but it's worth more than $4 for me, So, I drove over there, it's not there. Everything else that, the guy, the picture showed was there. But I'm like, fuck it, I started looking around, I was like, oh, that's copper, bro. Like, I'll get a couple dollars out of all these things, And yeah, you might think, well, you're wasting money for gas, this and that. Yeah, well, you know what? It's better than just, I don't know, drive around, like go to a store, and not to get anything, this and that. Plus, I'll probably make my gas money. In fact, the reason why I'm, my car is on and I'm driving is because of the picking. It's like I put in like, 3.5 gallons, which isn't a lot, but it was like $12 or $13 of gas, which isn't a lot, but it's just from, and I got to work with my hands, and I figured something out. And I'm trying to, I think, if you can take it apart, maybe you can put it together as well. It's not like I'm going to take a course on that, but it's just like it's a hands-on, experience, Instead of like, sitting there, write something, record it. It's fun, but not every time. And, you know, the old days, I'd be like on Phone Live, iLike.tv, Blog TV, Stickum, all these video chat sites. And, you know, you converse people, but it's like, it just gets old after a while. Even making YouTube videos, even if it's, you know, even these vlogs, like I made so many, it's like, it's cool because I'm driving right now and I'm talking. I don't want to be just sitting there quiet, but to actually sit at home and, like, you know, oh, I'm going to make a video of that, edit this and that, like, I don't want to do that. You know, I'm getting tired of that. Even if I make a video about what things to eat, this and that, just what's the point? I'd rather be just over the top in general, talk about in general terms, rather than, like, you know, edit videos and put the ingredients I put in and this and that, or, like, you know, links to all the benefits. You know, I'm pretty sure people can do their own research, and there's so many people doing that as well. There's so many people doing this. There really are. This, you know, I get not just get a couple dollars. It's just more fun. It's an adventure. You know. And yeah, there's not too many people on the road. You know, it's 1 a.m. So the roads are pretty much desolate. There's one car in front of me and someone in the front, but it's like there's no traffic, so you get to drive. You know. When I was looking for a job even before, I was like, oh, I want to get a nighttime job and driving. You know, the streets are empty, and, you know, there's no traffic, no congestion, just you on the road. You know, there's a Wawa open, you get a coffee, and you hit the road, you deliver what you got to deliver, you know. You know, that would be like the best time instead of daytime, and, you know, you gotta deal with all this traffic and just people in general in the daytime. But yeah, this is what I kind of like doing, you know. Even in New York, I would stay up real late. I would come home to my car. I would go to my car. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I would sleep like 4 or 5 hours, and I would just get up with the sun, and I would just go about, just, you know, walk around, do whatever, you know. Not just walk around, but like go do stuff. Go to stores, like, you know, buy some food, ride around, you know. Just ride around Brooklyn, ride around Manhattan. Mostly Brooklyn though. Here it's like I got a car, so, you know, I headed out and went picking or collecting. You know, I call it picking. You can say collecting because you're collecting, you know, precious metals, valuable metals. But, you know, I wouldn't call it anything else. And, you know, there's a thing going around, like I kind of see myself, I'm looking around, like, you know, there's anything left over, this and that, and you just get to the point where, you know, that's sorry. If I took it out, you know, I could probably get like you know, how many of them could I possibly get? That's steal. Well, you know, probably need a couple hundred to make some money. You know, it's like, and you're at a junk place, you're like, why don't I just take this, come back with it? I mean, I wouldn't do that, but you know, people think that shit. It flowed through my mind. It was like, how many people actually steal from this junkyard, go to like the next one or the same one? You know, it's like, it kind of defeats the purpose from my point of view, but, you know, when you want to make money, I get it. You know, it's like, you're not really doing a thing. It's like, you know, it's like, you know, nah, I'm not going to eat. I'm just going to fucking sit there or something, you know. I'm going to pay for the food. I'm not eating. That doesn't work, but the point of this is so people can reuse this. It could be reusable, or smelt it, melt it, or at least, you know, you take it off people's hands, and it could be, and you make a couple dollars. But, you know, I guess, you know, people eventually, you know, just take something and then make some money. A lot of people, I don't think they steal. At least that's what I know. I don't know. I don't go around asking. That's none of my business. I don't even want to know, honestly. Like, I'll probably lie and be like, oh man. But yeah, that guy got real, you know. He just, like, he had his own system, you know. He knew exactly where to go, what times. I guess, you know, after a while you run into the same people if you have the same route, you know. You know, if you're like, you know, you do Perth Ambo or you do South Ambo at this day, you see, like, maybe you just pass off the guy passing you in the truck, or you see him standing around you know, or riding around in the usual place, you know? Who knows? I knew people like that when I used to drink heavily. And not too many, but one guy I saw like 2-3 times, the usual time. Then we didn't see each other. But eventually you run into people, it's like you have this certain schedule, you know? But it's a thing, like I wouldn't, argue a fight over it. I don't think nothing of it, just, this is I don't say it's my full-time job, it's a gig I do. And I did it 3-4 times already. So, yeah, it's just something to think about. It's all these thoughts on my mind. When I'm driving, I like to talk. I don't want to just sit there quiet and in my own world. When I worked as a driver, it got kind of boring a lot of times. I admit, you want there to be no traffic, but even if you drive, especially on the major highway, New Jersey Turnpike, it gets so boring. That's why I didn't like the Turnpike. Unless it was like, fuck it, I already know if I hit the Turnpike, I'll be at the base in an hour. Turnpike's the best. Instead of taking like a busy highway with lights and traffic, then yeah, but in the long run, it's just so boring. You drive and drive and drive it, So I hit the record button and mouthing away. 2 cop cars. First one looked like an SUV. I think they both look like SUVs on the Parkway South. This is on the Parkway then. I wonder, like, is someone getting a speeding ticket? They're not going fast? Like, what's going on? Are they taking the Parkway to get off somewhere? Before I was coming down here, there was 2 cop cars pulled somebody over. Well, one cop car had one guy or girl or female, I always say guy. The other had another customer or patient, right? And they were like 3/4 or a mile within each other, north and south lane, So it's like, and one guy I saw with one cop car, one car. I was like, oh. I'm like, what happened here? At first I was like, oh, probably speeding ticket. I was like, oh, no backup. And then I saw, like, I think the guy standing with his hood open. So I was like, oh, his car broke down. And the other time, and I just passed it like 3/4 of a mile later. And again, so I was like, is it another breakdown? It was like a female speeding. I was like, it's all right. I got this, guys. She's not acting crazy. It's all right. I can handle it. It's like, me and Macho today, I'm gonna see if I can get some digits. I can get a number out for you fellas. We'll go hang out, whatever. It's like, but it's like, imagine you're like a female in particular. That's so fucking sexist, or I could have fucked him up. All right, come on. What do you think? I could have had him. I could have taken him. My arm wrestling, what are you, fucking Sylvester Stallone in that truck with me? No, but it's just like, I don't know where I'm going with this. It's not fun to get pulled over, It's not fucking fun. It's stressful. It's like, you got a ticket. It just ruins your whole fucking night, day, whatever. But anyway, I'm just reporting what I've seen. I wonder what percentages, like, what are the chances of, 1 in the morning, police being out and about and doing their work where you think majority of people are sleeping, so probably they're not going to be that busy, versus daytime, and he passing through and actually seeing them 4 cop cars. 1, 2, probably 3, I don't know if the other 2 were going or something, but like seeing that many in that particular. Because it was just random. Like right now, there's no cop. I've seen one before and it was pulled over, but there's nothing really going on, It's kind of quiet. It was just very odd, But driving out and about. And another thing I think I already mentioned is all these businesses, they get their lights on. I get it. You have all the power, energy, you can afford it, but I just believe, it's inefficient. It's inefficient. Doesn't really need it. And there's this gas station. I think it's Sunoco. Looks like they're closed, and they Their lights are really low, but they're all on the side. Here is Speedway, and the lights are turned off. Store lights are like the back lights, and the lights are turned off. And yeah, it's like they're like, we're gonna save money. What's the point of it? I'll putting lights on. Let me use the high beams. I don't know if anybody knows. I use the high beams, but I don't leave them on. I just hold them with my finger. When there's like a depression or like a groove or something, or I can't see too well, so I just light up just to see if anybody's crossing, or like some kind of creature or an animal rather, But right now it looks clean. I am gonna go for coffee. I am gonna hit up Wawa. I haven't been in Wawa in months. Last time I had was Quick Check, Dunkin' Donuts. Let's see, did I have Starbucks? I haven't had Starbucks from actual Starbucks in so long. I don't want it no more. I'm tired of Starbucks just because their service, this or that. Even if it was good, I don't care. I'm gonna have Wawa. I'm on Wawa. It's like it's still not the best, but it's still pretty decent. I was gonna have it last time, I didn't. I got coffee money, so yeah. let's go out for coffee. What do you think? I'm dating a cop. Go away. You're always dating cops. They get out of tickets. What are you gonna do though? You're gonna go looking for refrigerators, some bunny over there. Could pay off for speeding ticket, you idiot. I work hard. No, I'm kidding. And then you look at the truck and you're like, I wonder what parts I could recycle, scrap for. Oh, that's plastic. I don't need that. you just start to think that to yourself, And actually, I never did that. Even months ago, years ago, I was like, nah, they probably need that. I'm not gonna take it from them. Yeah, wooden poles. It'd be nice if they were like copper. And then you just took them all down, save energy or something. No, but I guess, let's say like you start doing something and you get into that mentality. Like, a beer distributor, I started doing that, and I just started, thinking. I started seeing trucks, started analyzing what company they're from, started seeing what hours they come to. And it's like, you get into a certain hobby or job or whatever, and it not just takes over your life, but you become more aware of it. So you start to notice things a lot more. Notice things like even months ago, I didn't go to scrapyard, scrapyard actually. We have all these things like screws and nuts and bolts there everywhere. People just drop them all over the place. I was just actually gonna reuse them, So it's like this stuff, but when you collect and you get a couple dollars, you do think a little bit differently. So that's it for now, and let me get a coffee.